All right, today we're diving into two absolute legends of terminal air defense, the ZU-23 and the ZSU-23-4 Shilka.
You know, that quote really says it all, doesn't it? We're not talking about fancy stealth fighters or long-range missiles today. Nope, we're talking about raw, kinetic power. And we're going to explore how these decades-old designs are, believe it or not, more relevant than ever on today's battlefield.
So, what are we really looking at here? Well, on one hand, you've got the ZU-23, a system so lightweight it can literally be carried into high-altitude mountain passes. And on the other, you have the ZSU-23-4 Shilka, a tracked beast that spits out over 3,400 rounds per minute. And this is where it gets really interesting. We'll see how these legacy systems have been completely transformed into modern-day drone hunters through some incredibly clever upgrading.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the smaller of the two, the ZU-23. If you need to remember just a few words about this thing, they are simple, light, and lethal. This is the absolute definition of a rugged, adaptable workhorse.
So at its heart, what is it? It's a towed, twin-barreled 23mm anti-aircraft gun. The whole idea behind it was to be super straightforward, easy to operate, and incredibly dependable out in the field. And that's exactly why it's had such a long and successful service life. But its biggest advantage? Its weight. Seriously. Coming in at under 1 ton, this gun is exceptionally mobile. Think about what that means. It can be towed by light vehicles or even airlifted into positions that heavier systems could never dream of reaching. And that lightweight, well, it translates into some pretty incredible tactical flexibility. It's not just for planes. It can make short work of lightly armored vehicles and infantry. You can even break it down and have teams carry it up to high-altitude border posts. And get this, its fire-on-halt capability allows for these super swift hit-and-run attacks. Engage a target and get out of there before the enemy even knows what hit them.
And don't let the size fool you, because it backs up that versatility with some serious firepower. I mean, we're talking about a combined rate of fire of up to 2,000 rounds per minute from its 2 barrels. That is just a torrential downpour of metal.
So you might be wondering, how in the world does a relatively simple gun like this take on a modern tiny drone? Well, the answer is something called the dense flak layer. Look, the idea isn't to try and snipe the drone. No way. It's all about creating what they call a kinetic barrier. Just imagine throwing a net made of metal into the sky that the drone simply cannot avoid.
Okay, let's just walk through how this works. You've got this small, really hard-to-hit drone coming in. The ZU-23 operator isn't trying to get a perfect lock. Nope. Instead, they just saturate its predicted flight path, creating that curtain of lead we talked about. The drone, it's just flying along right into this wall of metal, and boom, it's gone. A classic case of volume over precision.
You know, this whole thing perfectly highlights the weird economics of modern warfare. I mean, why would you fire a $100,000 missile at a drone you could buy off Amazon for $1,000? It just doesn't make sense. So the ZU-23 provides a super cost-effective solution, right? You save your expensive stuff for the really big threats.
All right, so now let's talk about the ZSU-23's bigger, meaner sibling, the ZSU-23-4, but pretty much everyone just calls it the Shilka. If the ZSU-23 is like a versatile multi-tool, the Shilka, well, that's a dedicated, self-propelled weapon system. So, unlike the ZU-23 that needs to be towed around, the Shilka is the whole package on a tracked chassis. It's carrying everything it needs to fight. A powerful 4-barrel gun, its own search and tracking radar, and even its own internal power supply. It is a true frontline air defense vehicle.
And its capabilities? Yeah, they're pretty impressive. It doubles the barrels to 4, unleashing a storm of over 3,400 rounds per minute. You heard that right. And because it has its own integrated radar, it can hunt and track targets all by itself. And that inbuilt power supply means it can operate for a long time without support.
So here's the really crucial part. This thing is built for the absolute worst conditions you can imagine on a modern battlefield. It's got night vision for round-the-clock ops and full NBC protection. That's nuclear, biological, and chemical, which means the crew can keep fighting no matter what's going on outside. Okay, now we're getting to what I think is the most exciting part of this whole story, the modern leap. How do you take this powerhouse from the analog era and turn it into a drone hunter for the digital age? Well, the answer lies in a really comprehensive upgrade package.
Really, at its core, this is a story about going from analog to digital. The old-school Shilka, it relied on manual calculations and could only focus on one target at a time, kind of clunky by today's standards. But the upgraded version, it brings in digital fire control, the ability to track multiple targets, and it fuses data from all its sensors into one clear picture. It's like jumping from the industrial age straight into the information age.
And this table here, it just lays out the transformation perfectly. You see the old analog radar? Gone. Replaced with a modern AESA radar that can track a bunch of threats at once. Those basic optical sights? Upgraded to a full electro-optical suite. Think TV, thermal imaging, and laser rangefinders, giving the crews so many more ways to see a target. All that manual guesswork is just replaced by super precise digital calculations. And the result? You get a system that absolutely excels in the anti-drone role.
So let's just break down what these upgrades really mean in practice. That AESA radar, Active Electronically Scanned Array, it's a total game changer. It can spot tiny drones from way further out. Then you have the electro-optical suite. This lets the Shilka see a target without ever turning on its radar. That's huge because it makes it basically invisible to anti-radar missiles. And finally, the modern man-machine interface, the MMI, it just puts all this info onto one screen, which cuts the crew's reaction time down to almost nothing.
Okay, to really get how all these pieces fit together, let's look at what's being called the upgrade triangle. This is basically the blueprint for turning an old-school gun into a modern counter-drone system. And honestly, it's a concept we're seeing applied to all kinds of older hardware now.
So picture this triangle. At the top, you've got the AESA radar, finding all the targets. On one side, you have the electro-optical sensors for passive, quiet tracking. On the other side, you've got the effector, those 4 ridiculously powerful 23mm guns. And right there in the middle, tying it all together, is the digital fire control system. This thing is the brain of the whole operation. It fuses all that data and tells the guns exactly where to point. It's that synergy, that combination of advanced sensors and a digital brain that really transforms this old weapon into a seriously lethal modern threat.
All right, we've covered a ton of ground here, haven't we? From towed guns up in the mountains all the way to digitized drone hunters on the front line. So let's just boil this all down with a quick recap.
So, to sum it all up, the ZU-23, that's your lightweight, super versatile tool, perfect for tough terrain and quick engagements. The Shilka, that's the self-propelled 4-barrel powerhouse. But the real key here, the main evolution, is the upgraded Shilka. It gets digitized with that AESA radar and the electro-optical sensors. And that single change transforms it into a system that can sniff out small drones, track multiple threats at the same time, and stay accurate even while moving. It's really become a cornerstone of modern terminal air defense.
And that brings us to one last thought I want to leave you with. A bit of a puzzle to chew on. Why is adding those passive electro-optical sensors, the daylight TV and the thermal cameras, why is that considered such a critical advantage for the upgraded Shilka, especially when you think about a really dense, cluttered battlefield where radar by itself might really struggle? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.